Hello, and thank you for taking the time to watch this short webinar. I just want to start off with my license here in Georgia. It's where I'm a resident. That's my resident license. I do hold licenses in many other states as well, but I want to start off with that. Um, First, the name of the plan, the private plan that I sent the information to you about, is Premier Choice. It does utilize the Cigna PPO network, and I do like to look up the doctors and facilities typically um, when um, when we do this so that we can make sure that they are going to be in that network. Typically they are. I'm going to start here with my area and look up my doctor that I use, and I'll show you guys how to get to this doctor lookup as well, just so that you guys can find it, on your own. I'm always there to help, but just in case you want to do it on your own. It looks like he is a network. Obviously, that's one of the reasons why I chose him. Now, let's just say that you typically, maybe you don't have a doctor in network. You can also just look for the doctor um, by, just by primary care or, whatever it may be. Um, you can just find out, like I said, I just want to see here how many doctors in my area, the primary care physician family practice. Typically, they're going to be, a good number as soon as they load. This be maybe quite a few if it's taking us long to load, but look up the doctors and hospitals, and it looks like there's about 694 doctors, primary care physician in my 25-mile radius here that are in that Cigna network. So I don't have any shortage there. I do the same thing with a hospital as well, looking for um, a major facilities. So far as major facilities are go, so you're not driving out of your way during an emergency. Um, while I look up and see, I'm in my area, there's probably about 35 or so, I believe, actual hospitals. But you don't want to make sure you're not driving all over the place just during a emergency. So um, next step is typically that um, when I log in here and pull up a health coverage summary, same thing I would do when I was looking things up for you. This is a um, secure site, so I do need to um, wait for the two-factor authentication. 1 second here while it goes through. All right, there we go. Basically, I would go through here. Now, I've already looked up this information myself, so I just want to go here and we'll basically I just input all the information and then it calculates everything for me here, and then I come up with the health cover summary which I have here. So um, basically we're going to look at the Premier Choice here first. So it's all first dollar benefits, meaning that's front loaded with benefits instead of having to satisfy a deductible first. And anytime you use the in-network provider, that's why we want to make sure we look at the um, doctors and hospitals in your area, make sure that your doctor is in network. But they can receive the pre-negotiated contractor rate between the provider and the Cigna network. The plan takes that percentage off the bill up front, which is around 64% on average. In addition to that, the plan is also going to pay, for example, an extra $75 for the office visit. Instead of you having to be responsible for the total charge of the visit, like a traditional deductible plan, all you simply have to do is pay any kind of remaining charge of the visit after the two benefits are applied. But the benefits don't only apply to doctor's visits, but also to lab work, X-rays, any other procedures, all these different things here that are listed. There's accident visits and sickness visits, that sort of thing. But basically, you're still going to come out, with the EOB in about a month, which is going to show you exactly how much you may or may not owe. EOB just stands for Explanation of Benefits, and I also have a couple of those here. This is a sickness visit here that had some things that had to be, I guess, looked at here, different labs, that sort of thing. Here's the total charges here. Then there's the provider discount. Then there's the benefit amount, and then at the end you can see amount that you may owe. It was 25.15. So again, what we find typically is that it's going to be less than what you normally see for a copay. Sometimes it'd be zero. Sometimes, in this particular case here, this person went in and was seen, and then there's obviously the same thing: the discount, the total amount, and the benefit amount, and then the amount being zero. This is so another is a sickness visit with a test for a child. As you can see, same thing here. The amount that would be owed would be about 322. Um, and then there's one more here. This is just the allergy visit, and they treated him. And then after the end, there was no um, amount owed. So again, sometimes there's some, sometimes there's none. But again, it's usually going to be less than around or less than any kind of typical copay, but without any kind of deductible to meet at the beginning. Um, the other part of this is there is the association that carries MD Live here. So MD Live is going to give you access to a board certified physician 24 hours a day. You can either dial a 1-800 number or use the app. What doctor has the ability to do is to listen to the symptoms, even see the symptoms if you're using the app, diagnose you over the phone or the app, and then send a prescription to a pharmacy that's near you without having to go see the doctor at all. So, beneficial for people who are in maybe a time crunch, they're leaving, they don't have time to make an appointment. The appointment's not maybe available as soon as they need it to be. Um, or if you don't want to go to a doctor just to go get an antibiotic or maybe even just a steroid pack for allergy or something like that. The three main reasons people are going to use it for we see is general health, mental health, and dermatology. The only limitation in the service is that really, you can't get any narcotics or controlled substances through the app or over the phone. But if you are feeling pain that bad that you think you need the painkillers, it's probably going to be best for you to go and get that checked out as soon as you can. But it can save you a good amount of time, especially if you don't want to walk into a doctor's office and wind up sicker than you were when you came in. Um, Now, there are also wellness benefits that are separate as well. They're in addition to um, the other accident and sickness visits you have and benefits. So, as far as wellness goes, it does work, pretty similar to the doctor's visit. So you're going to receive the Cigna pre-negotiated rate, and then they're going to we'll find a doctor that's in the area that's will be in network obviously for you. But then after that they're going to apply the benefits as well. So basically you're going to have the same kind of thing that will work for a doctor's or accident or sickness visit like we just went through, if that makes sense. Okay. Now we're going to get into the major medical portion here of the plan. Um, Now, more than likely is what you're looking for because most people who are healthy or your family um, probably don't go to the doctors outside of maybe the seasonal, um, sicknesses or accidents that you can't really control. But basically, what it does is gives you access to um, you know, $3,000 max out of pocket, and then any of the catastrophic things were to happen, like cancer, heart attack, stroke, any kind of major car accident, organ transplant, permanent paralysis, terminal illness, you can actually upgrade to this catastrophic plan, basically like a safety net for you. All you have to do is satisfy the $3,000 max out of pocket, and then the insurance company pays 100% co-insurance. So there's no 80/20, 70/30, any of that. So if you were um, worst case scenario, you're only paying the 3,000. So, for example, if you're going on a run, have a heart attack, now there's a $200,000 bill waiting for you after all said and done. Then all you simply have to do is satisfy the $3,000 max out of pocket, and then insurance is going to cover the remaining 197. There's no cap on this. I don't like some of the other plans out there. That's fine. The company does medically qualify the clients before approving them for the plan. So it's going to cover that you indefinitely after that $3,000 satisfied, and that's you know whether it's 20,000, 30,000, or a million or even 2 million. But in the event of something like that is a lot smaller, it's not like for example, you go to the ER with a broken bone, and the bill is $8,000. So you're casted, MRI, the whole 9 yards for, say, a broken arm. You're not satisfied in $3,000 deductible. Basically, like in my case, the accident portion that I chose is $10,000 with a $500 deductible. So basically, I would pay the $500 and then they pay the rest for that accident. But basically, anything under five or 10,000, well, there'd be basically like a $250 to $500 deductible depending on what you choose. And then the only time that you're using the Premier Med catastrophic upgrade would be something like again 20,000, 30,000, 200. Or 100, 200,000, or even a million or 2 million. But again, there's no cap on that. So also, to help cover that sort of thing, again, there's 100% coinsurance for the medical portion, but this MedGuard here, this is kind of like Aflac on steroids. It comes with it as well, depending on what you choose and your age and zip code, that sort of thing. But basically, it's to help pay for all your bills. You decide what you use it for, but basically to help pay for all your bills other than the medical portion of it. So, if you're out of commission, you're you know recovering. Obviously, you may not be able to work. So house, mortgage payments, car payments, all that stuff that incidentals that you would need to have covered would be something that would go towards. And you can also choose to have it go towards that $3,000 max out of pocket if you so choose. Again, so there's a lot of different pieces to this that you can choose, and it will you can tailor make it for yourself basically. Like I said, with myself, I actually have an extra accident protection here of 7,500 with $250 deductible. That's not for everybody. Not everybody wants extra protection. Like I said, I just decided that's something I want for myself. So, in any case, if this sounds like something that could work for you, just let me know, and we can kind of make a time to go through and find the specific parts that work for you, and find that place in that range, whether it's that fits in your budget, that would work. And then next step would just be to go through and do the application process, which would be done on the same website, secure website, and we'll go through and get everything taken care of. So let me know, and again, thank you for watching.